Welcome back to the Shrink Wrap Show. I am your host, John, and I am here with Dr. Pam Hernandez-Kaufman, a licensed psychotherapist, and Talia Peak, licensed professional counselor. And together they have over 30 years of experience with clients, helping people. And today we are talking about what?
We are talking about lifestyle psychiatry today, John, and we want to talk about this because so many people are taking medication today.
Yeah.
And it's not that medication is a bad thing, and this is not necessarily our bailiwick, so to speak, but we do deal with a lot of clients, and we do talk about medication a lot. Mm-hmm. And it's not a bad thing. Meds aren't bad. Right, a lot of times we know that with ADHD, a person cannot function, cannot stay on point without some kind of a psychostimulant. And we also know that people get anxious and have anxiety issues because of brain issues, different brain structure, different brain chemistry that's happening. But we also know that a lot of people are taking meds that could maybe address their health and their well-being naturally.
Yeah.
Just with their lifestyle changes.
There's a lot of research out there that talks about the behavioral aspect of reducing medication management and living a healthier lifestyle. So we're going to give you some health hacks today, mainly focusing on how to change your behaviors.
Exactly.
To reduce the amount of medications that you need. Not everybody needs to be on a lot of medications, but depending on what
the
diagnosis
issue.
or the chemical imbalance, some people do need medications.
But you can be your best doctor. Mm-hmm. You really can. Naturally approaching this whole issue of lifestyle and managing yourself. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about a few of these really critical factors. The first that we want to talk about would be balance.
Yeah.
And I recently attended a monastic lifestyle, a look of how monastic life might be helpful or might be similar to anybody's life.
Yeah.
And the talk was amazing. And the gentleman who was sharing said, listen, we have 4 quadrants in our life that we need to pay attention to and keep in balance. And work is one of them. Work is where we produce something for the betterment of life, the world. 2 is community. This is where we're those interconnections and that our relationships and we're created for connection. 3 would be our relationship with our higher power. Our prayer, our meditation, our time alone just to be contemplative. And the last one would be our self-care. Mm-hmm. And what's really significant about this is work and others will oftentimes try to pull our attention away from my self-care and my time with my higher power. And so working on keeping that balanced is so, so important.
I like the phrase, no margin, no mission. If you don't have margin in these areas, it's so hard for you to be able to do work, take care of yourself, take care of your family, go do things that are active and fun for you and for your family. It's hard for you to engage in other things when you have all of these busy things and we have no margin.
No space.
No space.
So we're going to ask you to prioritize things and recognize that self-care isn't, we always say self-care is not selfish.
That's
it's
right.
absolutely essential. And time with your connection going this direction is critical as well. And if your my priorities were out of whack for a lot of my years.
Mine too.
I would get up at 4 a.m, do my hour commute on the 605 or the 405 or one of those freeways in Los Angeles, and then I'd get to work. Mm-hmm. And I have 2 kids at home. But no, I'm going to get it. I can figure this all out. I can do the whole superwoman thing, which was a whole syndrome in the 80s. And it was kind of a lie. Because how can you be balanced if you're doing that from 4 to 6, getting people up to eat, getting them to daycare, getting to work, doing all of that stuff, getting back on that freeway. And again, whatever your life looks like, just take a peek is this in balance?
Right.
Do I have time? And am I resting would be next. Am I getting some, and we're just not talking about sleep. We know that there's restful moments throughout the day. Vacation is important. All of these types of ways that we get a period of rest and a break. Critical. And we could get into the whole thing about sleep and how important that is, but it's very, very important. And so if you're not getting great sleep and you know that needs to get addressed.
Right. Sleep is actually the number one issue in America.
It is.
Not enough sleep is happening, which is bizarre to me because there are other countries that they have a dedicated time where they stop what they do and they get rest, they take breaks, they have nap times. And I'm like, let's bring back kindergarten nap time.
Let's bring back kindergarten. Let's bring back Europe, where we're taking a 6-week vacation and we're taking a 2-hour break every day.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, we really have it a little backward. And so why aren't we sleeping? Well, we're scrolling.
Yes.
We're scrolling. We're stressed out of our minds. And so we still have a whole bunch going on. Our serotonin is probably pretty low. Our dopamine's still high. We're getting that technoference coming into our sleep, and we're not getting quality sleep.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily the length of time, as we know, T, that is how long we're sleeping, but is it quality? Are we going into REM sleep? Is our mind, our body resting?
Yeah. And what happens whenever our bodies are resting, our ears are actually still listening to the environment, because there's that word again, amygdala, right? The amygdala is listening to what's happening in the environment. So if we have a TV on or if we have music going on, our brain is listening for that. And same if we have the TV on, our eyes, even in the REM sleep, our eyes are constantly looking for the shadows, the blue light in the room. And that's why they say at night you should have red light and not blue light. And with our devices, everything is blue light.
My wife just got us into that, and I thought she was crazy for a long time.
Ah, right.
But it's true. But
it's really true.
Yeah. Now, some people say, Tilly, we do have to bring this up. Some people say, I can't sleep without some background noise. This is a lot. We'll hear this a lot with someone who has a highly traumatic history, highly traumatic background. Maybe they use drugs or alcohol in excess, and particularly something like meth or whatever. And so that quiet, they cannot go to sleep.
Yeah.
And then somebody with trauma is also just already sort of alert for an issue, and that fight, flight, freeze center is alerted. So
calm down, Amy.
There
That's
are
what
breaks.
I call her.
You call her Amy. Sometimes, people have different brains. But so rest, sleep. Next would be movement. Movement is medicine. We are meant to move. We are meant to be in motion.
Yeah.
We get we get momentum, we get momentous, we get all of these words from that movement. Our bodies need it, our brains need it, and so we've got to find something that each of us can enjoy doing. We don't like to call it exercise. We're just going to stick with movement.
Movement, I like it.
Where we are we're moving. Find something fun. We can dance. We can do Tai Chi. And that gets a lot of things going. That's a restful movement happening at the same time.
My great aunt, she lived to be 103, and her ticket to living that long was gardening. Going out in the garden, going out in the sunshine. As long as she was able to touch the flowers or touch the plants and walk around in the garden, she did great. But as soon as she broke her hip and wasn't able to move,
we've got to get outside.
Yeah,
we have to be outside.
Her health went down.
This is lots of scientific data on all of this, where the ground is the most grounding thing. My bare feet on the ground, outside, the sun, the wind, the water sounds. Being in nature, the Japanese call it forest bathing.
Yeah, dance in the rain.
Healing, dance in the rain, and then you got the movement.
Yes.
And the nature. So nature is magic. Movement is medicine, and then what we eat.
What we eat,
right?
yes. Nutrition.
Food is our friend. There is no bad food per se, but we just know we want to stay away from processed. We want to stay away from sugar, and we want to stay away from simple carbs,
Hey,
which convert
listen.
into sugar.
I listen.
The 80-20 rule, right?
I
We're
live in the
living.
South. I love biscuits. Okay, this is the hardest thing for me.
We just had one. We just had a biscuit.
We did.
There's a reason why it's called comfort food.
Yes.
Very emotional.
It's so hard.
But it's not comforting
yeah,
when you're having to use insulin.
That's
So-
correct. That is correct.
But
So,
the 80-20, as the Blue Zones teach us and other healthy practices in nutrition say, listen, you're living in the world. For 80% of the time, do the best job you can. 20% of the time, let yourself go.
that's right.
A lot of trainers say, hey, take one day off a week and just go for it. Just go crazy. Interestingly enough, when they let you do that, when they tell you to do that, you kind of don't go crazy.
Yeah.
But because you can,
It's
you
like
know,
a reverse
you
psychology
don't,
thing.
It's a reverse psychology. So listen, we just want to eat foods that are as clean as possible. We want to avoid the corners. We want to avoid the center. Of the market and stick to the corners where the healthier foods are. We want to make our own things if we have time to do that. We want to eat foods that actually produce more serotonin in our bodies, like fish, turkey, chicken, dairy,
Nuts, even though I'm allergic to them.
nuts, even though you're allergic to them, berries, greens. These things are natural producers of serotonin, so we may not need an SSRI.
Right.
So, nutrition, relationships, right?
That's
We
a
want to
big one.
manage our stress. Managing stress. We are a stressed out society, unfortunately. We got a ton coming at us at one time, all the time, that we self-impose. And that just life is moving faster. We are so connected via technology, but we're less connected than ever historically.
So really, we're more disconnected.
We're more disconnected, more connected and more disconnected at the same time. So we've got to build connections with people, time that we're actually spending with real people instead of virtual reality people,
Yeah.
and time off the computer, off our phones, and actually engaging with others.
Yeah. We need to start eliminating the barriers.
Eliminating the barriers.
And those barriers can be technology. They can be like the unhealthy relationship styles that we have too. So,
or even unhealthy relationships.
oh, that's true. Yeah. So
that's not a healthy protocol, right?
So
Get into those healthy ones.
getting into a healthier rhythm in your relationships is important. Learning boundaries in your relationship. Each relationship has a specific type of boundary that you're going to be engaged in. Same with assertive communication, the way you talk to each other, the way you're open with each other. Depending on your relationship with one another will be how you interact with them. Am I going to be more vulnerable with you, or am I going to be more vulnerable with John? Well, I've spent more time with you, more time, consistency. That's how people are able to gauge how they trust in a relationship. And if we're so connected to our phone and not connected to each other, the physical, tangible, looking at the whites of a person's eyes, it makes it extremely difficult for us to be able to feel safe and for us to relate to one another.
Well, and it's actually scientifically proven that interpersonal neurobiology of actually a physical human being in front of me, I have all kinds of things happening in my brain and in my body because of the energy exchange that we have. So listen, we've got to really look at this. Everybody has a different story where this is, but the long and short of the relationship piece is a solution-focused approach that I teach in the office, which is eliminate the ones that drain you, interaction with them, and spend more time around the ones that fill you up.
That's right.
And we can't eliminate all the ones in our lives. Listen, if mom's difficult, if your kid's difficult, if your grandma's difficult, you might not be able to just, I'm cutting you off completely. Right. But how often do I engage? How often do I interact? How often do I spend time with this? And I'm going to wait until I'm a little bit filled up if it's a hard relationship. I might put off interacting with someone when I'm in a low place, and I just don't have the bandwidth. So I think those are some great changes to make. So if we're kind of looking at how to shrink that down and do a wrap up with you.
Yeah, so we're going to first start out with our 4, right?
Yep, we want to take a look at balancing work, community, self-care, and my time with my higher power.
And then we're going to look at our behaviors. How well am I sleeping? What's my nutrition like? Am I exercising and moving? And what are my connections with other people?
Absolutely. We're going to watch those boundaries, learn healthy boundaries if we don't have them. That's a whole art.
Yes,
And we are our own best physician.
that's right.
And so lifestyle psychiatry.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Please like, comment, share. That really helps out the channel. And we want to hear what you want to hear from us. So let us know in the comments, and we will see you next time.